So many threats in terms of superstar players, but one that has been really proving themselves today again and again has been a Desu. This player's Dragonite has been instrumental in this loser's bracket run, and they are hoping that it does not stop here. Renaissance is going to need to find a way to shut down a Desu in these critical last hit on objective Pokemon moments.
We've seen Nouns Esports execute this strategy before. The Hoopa is invading here in Renaissance Central area, trying to take those valuable buff Pokemon away from the little baby Gardevoir in its basic form.
Geese knowing that the Gardevoir is going to be moving into path early and then trying to stop them from doing so. They do nab that Corphish away from Kamiru and are going to keep getting some auto attacks in for damage.
Yeah, we see Geese getting pressured here with the other Hoopa coming in, but look at the amount of time Geese has bought. Is it going to knock out? Barely escaping there in addition to the incredible amount of time it's bought as a Desu joins the invade as well.
Nouns with a really elaborate play here to get that shutdown, but Rebongs with a nice rotation is going to come and shut down Geese. The level 1 invade definitely paid off, but it is a 1-for-1 trade. A Desu trying to see if they can find more, and they knock out Rebongs.
The bees have spawned here at the 850 mark, and there is just chaos in terms of where everyone is in their positions. The little baby Gardevoir is heading back to finish their first of the second buffs now that everyone has finally left their central area.
Gatlu charging into this goal zone has been stacking up as well. Aeos Cookie and Attack Weight both held items that are going to pay off greatly from getting small Aeos energy dunks.
Finally evolving into Acrylia as they hit their level 5 mark and unlock that powerful Psy Shock attack. Is going to be interesting to see. Can this Gardevoir scale up enough given how far behind they were put by that initial invade?
Impressively too as well, Yang has hit the Alolan Ninetales evolution here within the bottom path. Bruv has not been able to prevent them from leveling, but they have gotten a lot of the last hits on these wild Pokemon. Already at level 6, Bruv is getting leveled up very quickly down here.
Yeah, Yang and almost 2 levels under Bruv here on the Mr. Mime, and there is showing the power of Mime and how it can contest those last hits early when in path. Kamaru here on the Gardevoir, hitting almost level 7 here, doing pretty well despite the initial invade.
Yeah, Redmond gets a pretty big engage there, but thanks to a nice hyperspace hole by Mervius, they are able to escape and heal up. Rebonk's not quite at that level 7 evolution mark, means that Gatlu can put a bit of pressure, but Yang and the rest of Renaissance are retreating a little bit, trying to stay at maximum range and avoid the melee attacks of Nouns.
Looks like Renaissance is just completely giving up the bees in the top path, acknowledging that their Zarina's a little bit too low to contest. Speaking of Zarina's, their Zarina's heading into the central area to try and hit that level 6 breakpoint now.
That makes a lot of sense. Zarina desperately needs that level 7. They'll be able to get it with the Bufalon and the Ludicolo buffs.
Nouns has never met an objective they didn't want to immediately take off the board. As we see here, they move in on this Dreadnought, and Renaissance kind of being like, hey, we have no desire to contest this. They all rotate to the top path a little bit early here, but this gives a Desu a free score in addition to a free objective.
Yeah, they do trade objectives. They do collect the Rotom. Nouns Esports gets the Dreadnought and a lot of scores in that bottom goal zone. Right now, Renaissance does seem to be pushing forward, though. They get 1 KO on the Gatlu, and they're looking for more. A Desu swings in with a huge Unite move from long range to help with the defense. Rebongs gets 2 in that huge stomp play, though, and they combine for a KO on the Bruv.
Oh, the Hyper Beam is dodged by the scoring iframe there. Really good timing.
Yeah, good timing, good luck, whatever you want. Redmond gets 3 Pokemon, though, in their stomp. A lot of damage, but then the Alolan Ninetales passive gives them a freeze.
Whoa, the reset on 3 players. Redmond's got to go, go, go before all of these Pokemon come back at full life.
Renaissance Hoopa playing an amazing defensive way. Gatlu launches out the Trevenant Unite move, though. It's enough damage to knock out the Hoopa, and they're looking for more. Yang is the next target. They Horn Leech them back towards the central area, and they keep on auto-attacking. Yang needs to run, and Aura Veil's going to give them enough defense to escape.
He gives a little bit of healing as well there as they move back to the point. Gatlu biting off a touch more than they could shoot in the face of the suppression that Dazzling Gleam provides out of Ninetales.
Just like that, Rebongs is starting to catch up in terms of levels. Right now, Redmaw only 1 above their 9 right now. So at level 10, they can be a threat, but Rebongs is starting to catch up.
Unite moves are starting to tick in on the side of Renaissance. The question is going to be, can they funnel enough experience into their Hoopa on Renaissance's side to hit that level 9 breakpoint and have the Unite move for this Dreadnought in 25 seconds?
The scoreline is extremely close and only 1 goal zone broken, and it is Nouns Esports. So Renaissance are looking to secure some experience with this next Dreadnought fight.
5 Unite moves are ready to go for Renaissance, and only 1 Unite move is available for Nouns Esports. This engage could be a disaster if their powerful attacks don't come up soon.
Great patience there from Rebongs to wait until Bruv HD's Unite move was gone, so the Unstoppables there gone. Redmaw gets stuck in that Hyperspace Fury for a ton of damage, and Dragonite lands right in a pit of doom, and they are knocked out.
This is what we've seen earlier from Renaissance. When they hit this mid to late game stride, they absolutely dominate every single team fight.
Great use of their Unite moves like you were mentioning. They had so many stacked up there. Rebongs takes another because Nouns Esports was trying to get in there on the defense. Redmaw uses their own Unite move there to try to put on some pressure, but they are starting to get attacked on the other side. Gatlu is able to knock out Kamiru on the Trevenant.
Incredible brawl here in the bottom path, but ultimately going in favor of Renaissance yet again as they trade just their Gardevoir for 2 members of Nouns Esports.
Rebong is finding ways to make this happen every single time. The Serena, an excellent pick. Renaissance may be known for ranged attack, but Rebong is making the melee attacker look amazing.
Zarina, easily one of the most powerful and popular characters here at the World Championships. And we get what an incredible steal. The beam swings and it misses, and the Shadow Ball sneaks right on through.
Merbius with a really nice snipe on the last hit for the Rotom. It is going down lane, and Noun Esports is going to take their time in knocking this one out.
It's going to be a map pressure Rotom, just buying a little bit of time for Renaissance to fan out across the rest of the map here and clear all of the wild Pokemon, which are actually 0 of on the mini-map at the moment.
Because of Renaissance dedication to get that Rotom, Bruv was able to break the bottom tier goal zone with a few scores, so now they are going to have a little bit of a faster route to another Dreadnought or along that bottom path.
We see the kind of just nothing going on. There's no objective spawn. Both of these teams have been hyper efficiently clearing all of the wild Pokemon off the map to collect experience. We see those yellow dots beginning to respawn on their 60-second timers, and the third and final Dreadnought getting ready to spawn in 15 seconds.
Nouns Esports definitely playing a little bit farther back and safer, whereas Renaissance was playing ahead in the map and well spread out to gather as much intel as they could about the map. Now they see Nouns Esports staggering up for this first Dreadnought, and Renaissance has started to form up and collapse.
Gardevoir caught a little bit in a forward position here, gets back out and around with some Felicity support. The Hyper Beam on this Dragonite is going to make Nouns favorite in securing this objective.
There we go. That is what we know about Adesu. They secure that Dreadnought, and they catch up quite a bit in experience. No Pokemon at level 13 as we head into 2 minutes and 30 seconds left.
No level 13s definitely favors Nouns Esports. They have a couple of characters that don't really care quite as much about scaling up, and they have support characters that hit their second attacks at lower levels.
Rebongs has been playing absolutely amazing on this Serena. They are going to be hunting down Adesu to make sure that the Hyper Beam is a non-factor within this Zapdos fight.
If you're Renaissance here, you want to force a team fight. You do not want to try and flip this objective. You do not have the securing power that Dragonite has with that Hyper Beam.
You're a fragile team as well. You want to create as much space. Auravale may help you with a little bit of defense. Bruv gets a knock into Kamiru, but just for spacing.
We see backing away there, Kamira knowing that they cannot take a full front fight while they're playing the squishy character of Gardevoir, looking to deal damage from a distance, and a complete fight breaks out here.
Bruv soaks up that Unite move from Rebongs and launches into their own. They do get knocked out through the damage. Only 1 member down for now so far, but they are still on fighting. Kamira finds yet another KO. Rebongs gets pushed by Gatlu, but they find themselves between 2 other Pokemon. Adesu starting to even up the score a little bit with a KO onto the Hoopa.
Both teams taking a knockout or 2. Both teams getting incredibly low. Can this reset happen? Huge reset for Nouns Esports as 3 of their members go back to full HP.
Amazing teamwork. Huge play by Adesu cutting off the escape of Kamiro. They have locked up a KO streak of 3 with a minute left in the game. They are not in the lead. They definitely need to get some AOS energy deposited still, and a Zapdos would definitely help them along the way.
There are no Unite moves left for either team. The numbers advantage here means Nouns Esports is an incredible favorite as this game is going to be screeching to a halt as this objective goes down.
Adesu lines up the Hyper Beam, and another Zapdos goes over to Nouns Esports. Now they need to get in some scores, but they are in pole position to win game number 1 of our Losers Finals.
Down 70 points at the moment, but that's going to change. The first 100 points goes in. The second 100 points goes in. The third, not quite 100 points goes in, as we are now 5-21. We are now 5-29, soon to be 6-29 to 195.
Nouns Esports with an incredible team fight there. It was looking grim at the start. Renaissance with a couple of nice picks, but this time around, Nouns Esports got a huge Hooper reset on the back of Geese, and they come back swinging with a KO streak of 3 and a Zapdos KO to boot.
Yeah, really excellent micro movements around the pit on the side of Nouns Esports during that final engagement. Getting all 3 of their members into that hyperspace hold to get the full reset is absolutely what they needed to win that final fight.
We got some fans of Nouns Esports in the crowd, giving them all the love and energy. They are going to need it, though, because Renaissance is one of the most formidable opponents that Nouns Esports has ever gone against. They are up 1 map, but the game is not over. Renaissance can come back in this one.
Nouns Esports is 1 game away from getting back to a place they are no stranger to, the grand finals of a Pokemon Unite tournament.
Yes, taking a look back at the stat lines for this game, an interesting story.
Kind of into the competition they just played against, and now it's going to be a little bit different.
A Desu heading into the central area alone. No other Pokemon going to be sharing this experience with them.
We see radishes in the top path here for both of these as the Zarenas clear these lane monkeys and look to get some of their attack weight stacks in early.
Gatlu and Bruv making up a double tank bottom path right now. Both a Trevenant and a Mr. Mime. Very defensive-based Pokemon, or damage-based, depending on how you look at it. Redmaw looking for a goal. They get it. Wow, a Desu clearing the way with their Hyper Voice.
Yeah, and this is the strength of that Sylveon coming out of the center path. They clear a single buff, and they show up at level 4 with this Hyper Voice. Just an absolute menace, dealing damage to both wild Pokemon and the opponents.
And it's a great way to find themselves an early KO, which they did onto the Serena at that time. So their path towards that level 6 breakpoint is going to be much longer than Redmaw's.
Speaking of breakpoints, Redmaw is already level 5, working towards that. These bees engage, plus a decent dunk afterward could easily get them to that important evolution.
There we go. Now a 3-person. Gatlu has made their way all the way to the top path now, and they're getting advanced. Rebones goes down so incredibly, though. They have to take both citrus berries, but because of that, Nouns Esports gets a ton of Aeos energy deposited.
Though that Aeos energy not only gets them further ahead on the scoreboard on Nouns side, but gives them a lot of really important XP early in the game like this, as we see just an incredible brawl breaking out in Renaissance's central area and the hyperspace highway, letting these burglars get away.
He's just the absolute homie, getting the reset for both of those players themselves and Gatlu. No KOs given, even though they were all the way in the enemy zone there. Redmaw has a lot of stacks right now. You can see the damage already from these stomps as they launch it into a high HP target like Blissey.
Really clutch microplay from the Bulbasaur in the bottom path. They saw Mr. Mime rev up their confusion and tap their full heal to avoid getting pushed into the wall and ultimately KO'd.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Rebones does get reset. Notably, Rebones still at level 3, a Bond Suite, while meanwhile, Redmaw has hit level 7. They need to find a wild Pokemon to knock out, and they need to do it now.
We see that mystical fire blasting off a fireball in front of the Delphox here. We'll be interested to see if there is Fire Spin or the more mobile Flame Charge taken as the second attack here at level 7.
A very interesting choice. Kamiru, I'm sure they can make either build work and make it look clean here on the world stage. They have been absolutely phenomenal so far. Yang on this Venusaur gets surprise attacked by Redmaw from that bottom bush, and 2 stomps is enough to do it. They find a KO.
2 stomps. Redmaw is getting a couple of stacks in here. They are screaming at Renaissance. They come in through this portal. This game has been all Nouns Esports for the first 3 minutes.
Oh, okay, I thought they might dodge that mystical fire there with a jump, but that is not going to be the case. This does not dodge that move, but Gatlu is starting to deal damage to this Dreadnought already.
We see Renaissance looking to try and push up a forward position onto this beach, but they are getting pushed around and pushed out by Bruv on Mr. Mime, and a Desu screaming, "No, you may not enter my beach."
This is how you hold on to an early game lead. Nouns Esports is taking over right now. Every last bit of momentum is on their side. Renaissance has made a rotation towards Rotom.
Look at the 3-level differential between Rebongs and Redmaw on these arenas as an objective gets stolen by Nouns Esports there.
Redmaw keeps going in, 1v2 here. They might regret this as Mystical Fire doing a lot of damage. Kamiru finds the KO. NT was there for the support, and Geese could not get Redmaw out of danger.
This knockout is a really big deal, you know? The Delphox goes down there, but it was a level under the Mr. Mime, meaning the amount of experience that knockout provides is in no way comparable to the level 9 KO that we secured moments before on Renaissance side.
That is true. I doubt Nouns Esports is too upset, though. They are able to break the top tier goal zone as well. 199 to a 0 for Renaissance. Nouns Esports really has utter control of our game number 2.
We see Yang looking to try and get some valuable last hits here. They desperately need this level 9 in the final evolution on their Venusaur, but ultimately pushed out by the threat of Red Maw in this arena.
Now Nouns Esports has a hold over top of this whole map. 2 Pokemon in both paths, and even Bruv playing around the center of the map, making sure that they have vision at any given time. They want to know where Renaissance is trying to make a push.
We talked about Delphox having that quick charging Unite move, but it took so long for Kamiru to reach that level 9 point. We're at the 5-minute mark almost. They haven't used it yet.
Bruv gets a little bit of early damage in and just slowing down the enemy team with those barriers. A flame charge Delphox is the choice.
We see Zarina brawling with the Trevenant here in the top path, but this bottom path, Dreadnought is getting ready to spawn here. This is going to be the next big team fight.
Kamiru trying to fight at range, but Adesu has chased them all the way down. A Unite move from Kamiru does land into Adesu, but they are able to escape. Unite move of their own. They're going to try to chase them down. Kamiru eject button. The Mystical Fire misses. Adesu keeps the heavy Hyper Voice on, and they find the KO.
Just completely out-microed there by Adesu. Team fight solidly going over in the favor of Nouns Esports, and another objective added to the European champions tally.
Nouns Esports is winning absolutely everything on this remote stadium day here. 199 to 0. They're even going after the Rotom. Renaissance is mounting an offense, but they are here quite late.
Yep, can they secure this last hit? We see Unite moves popping off here. There is a button on this Venusaur as well to follow up. I expect Renaissance to push this top goal zone with it.
Yeah, definitely. A Venusaur with their Unite move could be a huge push, but they're getting in a lot of AOS energy. That Huba cannot score when in the unbound form. They break it just before the Rotom hits. Renaissance gets some value. They're back in this game.
Yes, Renaissance has 2 Unite moves here, so yes, we are going to see a push on this goal zone here. Venusaur still has yet to push their button, and they have a small window to do so. Can they do it before they get knocked out here?
Adesu plays from far back and is able to get in a lot of damage. Bruv finds the KO onto the Venusaur as well. Adesu picks up 2 for their trouble. NT is stuck by the barrier. Bruv makes a maze, and they cannot find their way out.
What absolutely masterful play from Bruv on this mine there. Renaissance biting off way more than they could handle, pushing in at that tier 2 goal zone along with the Rotom.
Sometimes when you're down by this much in a game, you just need to make a play to make something happen, or at least that's the way it can feel. But Nouns Esports playing it cool and did a great punish on Renaissance's push.
Despite being down over 100 points, Renaissance is not that far behind Nouns Esports in terms of levels. The big question mark here is definitely going to be, can this Venusaur find its way to level 13 somehow before the 2-minute mark happens? I'm not sure that's going to be possible, Thanks.
Well, Yang is definitely going to hit that level 12 benchmark, but you're right, unless they are 13, they are not going to get that Pedal Dance Plus, a very important benchmark for Renaissance. Right now, Adesu dealing a lot of early damage, trying to kite away, and Nouns Esports is putting up a protective barrier around the 3rd Dreadnought, but they have to back off.
Yeah, if Renaissance can take this objective and maybe get a knockout or 2 here, it could be the experience they need to win this game.
Gatlu grabs 2 with the Horn Leech to try to buy some time, but their teammates are nowhere near the Dreadnought to get the last hit secure. Red Maw is, though, on the Serena. They stomp that Dreadnought, take it out. Gatlu goes down, but the Dreadnought was secured. Right now, Red Maw is doing so much damage. They are taking over in this beach, and T is up next. A KO streak of 2, make it 3. Nope, Adesu's gonna take the rug out from under him.
A couple of Unite moves got used there on the side of Renaissance. They are missing Delphox Unite, and they are missing Melissa Unite. Mevis here on the Hoopa pulls in their previously knocked out teammates, but they are behind an experience, they're behind a Unite move, and they are going to get deleted for this engagement.
A heads-up play to try to get their team in there with that Hoopa Unite move, but great counterplay for Nouns Esports to collapse on top of them. Murphy's going to go down, Rebong's on a fraction of HP. Yang does not yet have that level 13, and they are collapsed on by Gatlu and Red Maw. A KO in good fashion. Rebong's the only one up for Renaissance still, and Nouns Esports is all over the Zapdos. Bruv makes it a full 5.
A full team wipe with not a single member of Nouns Esports being knocked out. Nouns Esports, your European region champions, looking to put themselves in a phenomenal position to make it back to the grand finals today.
In one of the most dominant games that we have had here on the world stage, Nouns Esports Esports is going to win your losers finals match here and make their debut in the grand finals very shortly.
Nouns Esports likes exactly one number next to their name when they finish a tournament, and it is number 1, and they are coming for that title.
Nouns Esports maybe put some doubt in their fans' minds, but if they believed and sent them their energy, it certainly worked. Nouns Esports 746, 285 right now. They may put up a defense here. Renaissance playing for the last little bit of their tournament lives. They looked amazing, but Nouns Esports was just that much better in this game.
Renaissance dancing on the bottom point, it looks like here, as Unite moves start getting fired off, as we have the final 30 seconds of Renaissance being on the main stage.
Nouns Esports still putting up a fight as well, making sure that the entire world knows that the EU region is here to play, and they are finding themselves in the grand finals.
Not only in the grand finals, but doing it in style with Pokemon that they love. Bruv on this Mr. Mime. What a fantastic way for Nouns to make it all the way.
There we go. The time is up. You all know the scoreline. Nouns Esports is headed to the grand finals in a dominant 2-0 victory.
They have a formidable opponent waiting for them there in Blackhand, but for now, they can breathe a quick sigh of relief. They have made it past the losers finals, and they are ready to play for the title and all of the prize money.
Both of these teams were so incredible this entire tournament run. Let's talk about Renaissance for just a short moment here. They were playing phenomenally throughout the tournament, showing us new Pokemon each game and some mastery of it.
Just incredible team fights top to bottom for Nouns Esports inside of this. A whopping